Okay, what's up, guys? So it's Pip here. Here it is, official gameplay trailer. Haven't watched it yet. Let's just get right into it. I called it 15 minutes. Let's go. Nasty. Oh, that celebration looks so clean.
The NHL 24
What's
season
up,
is
Nasser?
officially upon us. Let's take a deep dive into all of the new features that NHL 24 has to offer. My name's Nasher. I'm a hockey and NHL content creator, and I had the chance to play NHL 24. I'll be showing you raw overhead gameplay so you can see how the game plays, and I'll give you my thoughts as well. I also sat down with the lead creative director of NHL 24, Mike Englehart, who's going to give us some insight as to why they made these changes. Let's go ahead and jump into this thing. The biggest change, without a doubt, to how the game plays this year is the exhaust engine and everything that falls underneath
so they are going to talk
this
about
new
what they already
system is
told
meant
us
to
about.
emulate those real NHL shifts where pucks are pinned in the offensive zone for an extended period of
I
time.
love it.
As the
That's
offense
gonna be
builds
fun.
up pressure by taking
Oops, sorry.
shots, completing hits, and holding possession of the puck, a meter will fill right there in the middle of the ice. Once that bar is all the way full, you'll get an adrenaline effect on offense, improving your passing,
yes.
your shooting, and your speed.
Yes.
Not only do you get a boost on offense, but the defensive team is going to be pinned as well, affecting their skating and stamina. Mike talked about some of the issues defense will face, as well as how to defuse the situation.
Defensively, you're going to be hit with a pinned effect, so a bit of lactic acid in the legs, your stamina is going to burn off a bit quicker, and you got 30 seconds to make the most of it, but the defensive team can defuse it with getting the puck out of the blue line for 5 seconds continuously.
This is essentially a game within a game, as you're not only battling to score
Back
goals
cross,
and play
though.
hockey as normal, but you're also battling to fill this pressure bar. Once it's all the way full, there's no doubt about it. You can actively see and feel the difference right there on the ice.
That's
also,
crazy.
the energy bars have now been moved underneath the
that's
players,
nice.
so you can see
That is
when the
nice.
defense is struggling. It is actively blinking red, and that's when you know you can take advantage of the opportunity. While playing the game, this really does become a battle, and on defense, you are doing everything in your power to get the puck out of the zone. Speaking of that, on defense, the way to end this sustained pressure is simple. All you have to do is clear the puck out of the zone for 5 seconds. I saw a lot of questions about this, and the answer is no. Icing the puck does not reset the meter, so you will go to the face-off, and that bar will still be full. Not only will the players on the ice be impacted by the exhaust engine, but also the goaltenders as well. Let's have Mike hop in to discuss how the fatigue can affect the goalies just as much, if not more, than the players.
So goalies will now have visible energy levels in the game.
That is
Shots
sick.
on net, getting them moving left and right will start to peter out their stamina. This will affect their precision, so their ability to make saves accurately. So you're going to see more rebounds. You're also going to see the goalies start to change their stance, the type of saves that they throw. And at the end of the day, we should see more goals scored from more dangerous places
that's
on the
sick.
ice and
Okay.
remove some of that predictability we've seen with the goal scoring in the past.
So there you have it. Not only does the exhaust engine
Chance
affect the
of all
players,
kind of
but it
goals.
affects the goalies just as much. When tired, the goalies become a little bit slower on those post-to-post movements, but where you really see it is with the rebounds and the desperation saves. If a low shot is taken on net and the rebound bounces across the crease, an energized goalie will be able to shift over and make that save as they should. If a goalie's fatigued during that same opportunity, they're going to be way more likely to go for that crazy diving desperation save. Now, occasionally those desperation saves will work. I saw some of the craziest saves that I have ever seen in hockey video games. But in terms of actually playing and what happens most of the time as it should, the goalie is left
he deked him over.
That's
I thought he just lost the puck.
and you can bury a lot of those rebound goals. As Mike mentioned, the issue in NHL 23 was the predictability of a lot of the goals. People would wait for that picture-perfect shot, whether that be a cross crease or cutting across the net. Goals are going in a variety of different ways, and Mike's noticing that in their testing as well.
But as you see the goalies start to become a bit more active and leave the net wide open, you should be incentivized to put the puck towards the net. So you don't always have to work the puck in tight. You can take shots from the point. You can work it high in the slot. And we are seeing a balanced range of goal scoring.
That's huge.
With goalie fatigue, it allows you to personalize your game and get a bit more creative. You might take more of those unique off-angle shots because it's going to wear that goalie down. It's also kind of interesting how the game changes from the start of the period to the end of the period. At the start, you may need to actually dangle the goalie out, beat him with the backhand forehand. At the end of the period, you can maybe depend more on those consistent rebound shots. So goalie
Nice.
fatigue is going to affect you not only on a shift-by-shift basis, but also a period-by-period
Oh.
basis. A goalie's energy will start to recover when you clear the puck out of the zone, you get a whistle, a timeout, and it completely resets.
Nice.
Obviously,
That's
with the
good.
start of a new period.
That's
These
good.
two features combine to make this one of the most different feeling NHL games we've had in a long time, and Mike even said that himself.
We think these changes are good. We think they're authentic. We think they add new life into the game.
Oh, yeah.
And more importantly, I always like in good sports games to, eating your favorite snack. You always want one more. We want to get the gameplay in the series back to that, where you finish a game, maybe you got something to do, but you're like, I got time to sneak in one more. That's where we want to take this product back to.
So
Nice.
hopefully this
That's
will bring
good.
a breath of fresh air to the NHL series.
This would be
Next, let's
sick.
discuss the new hitting system called physics-based
Oh.
contact. They've essentially tweaked and reworked the controls to give you
These
more
hits.
options on how to play the
Bam.
body.
Night-night.
In NHL 23, it felt like you were going for a hit and
Yeah,
just
and you just gotta
hoping for
push.
a certain result. Sometimes you would go up,
Just,
gain some speed, gain some momentum, going for that game-changing check, and all it resulted with was a slight bump. In NHL 24, this has been reworked to allow you
Jesus.
to have complete
Bam,
control. If you want
night-night.
to go for a light bump, you'll just flick up on the analog stick.
Nice.
Give them that light shove.
That's good.
However, if you want to wind up that high-impact check that we know and love, you'll just hold
What's
back
this?
on the analog
Night-night.
stick to initiate it and then explode
That's
forward
big.
into those hits. Mike's adamant that these different hitting decisions will change the way that players think about the game.
And I think the biggest change that's going to make a difference is the utility of hitting. So hitting in the past hasn't really had a big impact on player
Jesus.
stamina. Players recover really quickly. So people usually go to the poke checking because it seems to be the best
Bam.
way to defend. This year when you land a hit, it's going to have substantial impact on
Jesus.
stamina. And more so, if a player is already tired and you hit them, they're going to recover substantially
good.
slower. So if you see a
That's
player who's
good.
been on the ice too long and you can land a clean hit,
Gee,
that player's going to be
what a
picking
hit.
themselves up slowly, giving
Bam.
you this microman advantage. Somebody's going to be open, find a guy, you got a goalie fatigue, take advantage. And so now hitting adds another tactical layer into the gameplay this year.
Nice. That's
Obviously,
good.
in hockey, there's a time and place for each. Not every single hit you go for, you want to be a huge hit. Sometimes you want just enough to lightly knock them off the puck.
Of
But other
course.
times, you're going to want to lay that big check to take
Everyone's
your
gonna wanna
opponent
lay the
out of
big check.
play.
What do you
I'll
mean?
say right away, hitting definitely feels more rewarding here in NHL 24. When you actually wind up that hit and time it correctly, it just feels great. But on the opposite side, hitting is definitely more difficult, and now it is more of a skill. You have to time that hit correctly, or else
Oh.
you're just going to get dangled or burned to the outside.
Yeah.
If you're showing too early that you're winding up that hit, that's going to allow your opponent to make a
To make a
quick
dangle,
move to get
get
around.
around, yeah.
When you do finally connect on that big
Let's
hit,
see.
it feels satisfying, and you're rewarded for it
Bam.
as well. Your opponent's going to be slow to get up and slow to get back into the play. They added tons of different ragdoll and physics-based animations, so where you are on the ice, how the bodies impact, that's all going to change what animation you get. And the best part, you can now body people over the
Yeah.
bench and even
Get 'em
break
outta
the
here.
glass on very special
Jesus.
occasions. It's sick when it happens, but also somewhat rare. We were going out of our way to try to get those hits, and it only happened once, maybe twice a game. Along with that, there's also a dedicated hip check button now, so you won't accidentally make the wrong hit at the wrong time. If somebody's burning you along the boards, hit that hip check button, and they'll
That's
go
good.
flying.
That's
It
good.
sounds like success you may have had in the past is not going to work the same here in NHL 24.
I think with the game in general, what players are going to have to realize is the recipe that players have been using in the past.
The passing,
it's not
though.
the recipe that the game is defined by now. So I think there's
Well,
this,
the passing looked so
gestation
good.
period where you have to get used to the new components in the game.
Physics-based contact is high risk, high reward. You'll make some mistakes. It'll take some getting used to, but once you have it down,
Yeah.
it feels really
I see.
solid. And honestly, what's most important is that it just feels fun. The hitting montages are going to go
Gonna be
crazy. Now let's
huge.
talk about more of a minor feature that I think the experienced NHL players
Minor?
will really utilize. Vision passing is a new passing modifier that allows you to hold the pass button and
This
icons
is
appear above the
legit
player's
not
head.
minor.
This means
This
that
is
any
huge.
given time on the ice, you can make a pass to any player anywhere. I found this to be particularly helpful with breakouts
this.
and stretch
Bam.
passes in NHL
Bam.
23.
Look at those
you'd send
direct
passes up
passes.
the ice, and it would just go to the wrong
Oh
guy.
my
You can also
God, this
really use
game.
this on power plays to find those tight lanes that maybe you couldn't find before, but now
Exactly.
you can make that direct pass. One thing I did notice is even when using the icon passing, the passing attribute
Dot.
still matters, so not every pass is going to be an absolute dime.
Oh,
Now,
good.
Like
That's
vision
good.
passing is the thing that I lean on. And the nice thing is, without making any real substantial changes to our AI, we're creating more hockey plays
Oh.
because the ice is more open. Obviously, if you got two players between you and a long outlet pass,
Disgusting.
you
Okay,
still have
cross
to
pieces
respect
are
the
clearly
space,
still working
but
this year.
there's also moments where you sneak it through the seam and you hit a guy for
But
a
he's got
breakaway,
tape though.
those moments just haven't happened before. So,
Well, for the most part, it definitely helps in setting up those tic-tac-toe plays that we all know and love.
Oh.
Speaking of tic-tac-toe, they've also added one-touch passing, so as
So
the
glad
pass
about
is
this.
on
Boink.
its way across to another player,
Look at that.
you can pre-hit a button, making that pass directly one touch
Bam,
to the next
bam.
player. Experienced players with a good eye for the
That's
game
gonna be
will
hard to
quickly
do.
pick up on this open space.
those core players, competitive players, they can see the ice, right? They can see the opportunities. You couldn't do it. You had to wait to take possession and make the pass. The window is gone, and you know that seconds matter out there. So that's what we wanted to bring in.
I'm gonna have to practice
You can pull
that.
off some pretty sick tic-tac-toe goals out there that you couldn't do before.
It's not a crazy change, but definitely appreciated, and I think we'll see a lot more highlight reel passing plays here in NHL 24.
Yeah.
Next up, let's talk about total control controller
Okay.
mapping. This is a brand new controller scheme for NHL 24 that
whatever.
maps some of the more
So
difficult
stupid.
deeks in the game to buttons on the controller. One of the more common complaints from casual players is they just simply could not pull off some of the
No
more
one cares.
difficult
It's supposed to be
moves. For
hard.
example, under this new system, the Y or triangle button is the Michigan.
So
in order to
dumb.
complete the Michigan, you'll go behind the net, hold Y for a certain amount of time, let go, and that initiates it. Now, you still have to time these deeks, and they're not easy to score, so to do the Michigan, you have to hold it for the exact amount of time, but it is
That's
definitely
good.
much easier than last year. So now
Oh.
everyone who plays this game will at least be able to attempt the new deeks. Will they be able to score on them? Probably not, because it is still tough. This is definitely going to be a more controversial feature, as I know there's
Yeah,
lots of
it's
people out
dumb.
there, including myself, that spent hours perfecting the old deeks. I asked Mike straight up, are the deeks too easy under these new controls? And this was his response.
Tuned in a way where you've got to find the right location, you've got to find the right
that's good.
frame to activate it on. So it's not a gimme goal. I mean, having said that, we know players are going to figure things out as they go. If that ends up being something where it becomes too easy, that's something we can definitely look
Good,
at once
good.
it's out. But let's kind of wait and see how it plays out.
So for good
Good.
or for bad, this kind of evens the playing field a little bit. Also, it is completely optional. You can still play with the normal skills.
Everyone's gonna
stick
use it
controls.
still.
Oh,
It's
I almost
easy.
forgot to mention there is a reverse hit button now, so any player has the ability to reverse hit. It's still tough
Bam.
to do, but you can do it. And while we're on the topic of controls, we have to mention the changes to the left trigger and back skating. Its use
Yeah,
as we know it has
what?
been effectively removed from the game. Mike gives us the full rundown.
And one thing with skating backwards was it was
was
really
brokey.
almost invincible to body checking. But
It
also
was
at the same
brokey.
time, we're responsible for making a game that's
Look at
fun, but
this.
trying to be
So dumb.
representative, authentic
Just
of the real
whoop.
game. I don't see many people going down the ice coast to coast skating backwards. And so we've changed it in a way to allow you to create open space by pivoting at the right side, depending on what your shot is, left or right, and which wall you're on. But it was about pulling out an exploit, trying to get the game to be a little bit more hockey, and making sure people can't manipulate the experience. And
That's
affect
kinda
other
good.
people.
From
That's
what
kinda
I've
good,
seen,
though.
how you enter the zone and set up the offense has changed entirely. And while you still can backskate under certain situations, you definitely can't do it like you could
Let's
before.
go.
And
That's
last
good.
but
That's
certainly
good.
not least, don't worry, goalies. I didn't forget about you. They've added new human goalie controls that make
I'm gonna
it a
try
bit
this out
easier to
still.
pick up a controller
We're
and
gonna have a
play in
GoPro
goal
for
for the
goalie.
first time. Essentially, goalies are now tethered to the net, so you can't accidentally roam away, and you can just
That's good.
focus on making saves.
That's
However,
good.
EA has heard your feedback regarding goalie from the community playtest, and they're looking to make this position the best that it can be. Hopefully, these new features will make goalie easier for the casual user and better for the more experienced. Don't get me wrong, goalie is still one of the most difficult positions in the game, and they've added some features for the more experienced tendies as well. The new instinct system allows experienced goalies to try to predict where they think the shooter is going to go. For example, if you're in a World of Chell game and see that their center has been sniping you glove side over and over again, you can start to predict where those
That's
shots are
good.
going. If you guess correctly, you'll get a boost and have a better shot of pulling off that save, and if you guess wrong, well, you guessed it, a better chance of it going in. By no means is it set in stone that if you make a mistake with the instinct, it will go in. This is just a game within a game, just that little extra bonus. You see a shooter beating you glove side all game, now we can start to predict that. With some of the new goalie animations we mentioned earlier, I think human goalies will have a good time with this new system
This
and
will be
hopefully
fun.
be able to make some crazy saves. Big thanks to Mike for the interview and openness regarding this series. This was his final thought. Even the EA employees are stuck wanting to play more.
Being here way later at night on the couch
That
because it's
is-
like one more, because every game has a surprise, which is, again, real sports. That's why
That's
we
good.
watch. We go
That's
watch our
good.
favorite teams because we don't know how it's going to be written tonight.
Ooh.
And a sports game needs to deliver on that same promise, and
Oh,
I
I'm
think we have
hyped.
that this year.
And that being said, I
Oh,
think
I'm
that about
hyped.
sums up our NHL 24 gameplay deep dive. Overall, I think it's safe to say this is the most different NHL game that we've had in many years. I'm pumped to see how all these features and different systems come into play once we all get our hands on this game, but feel free to toss a comment down below and let me know your honest thoughts. NHL 24
I'm
is
hyped.
available for pre-order now. I'm Nasher, and I'll see you on the ice.
Yo. Oh my god. Okay. All the new stuff is sick. I know it's kind of dumb they went over the same thing as what they showed in the trailer, official trailer, but oh my god, I'm hyped. All the new stuff, like the passing, first of all. The one-touch passing is gonna be hard. It looks like you got to kind of figure that out. I'm gonna have to do a lot of practice. We're definitely doing a BA Pro for goalie, by the way. I'm hoping BA Pro gets a fix, but we'll see. That's hopefully the next video. Supposedly the next reveal video from EA will be features. So I don't know. Tell me down below if you guys are really hyped for this game, because I'm pumped. Yeah. Tell me you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, click that notifications button down below to show that you want more videos coming out, and it tells you when my videos come out. And yeah, NHL 24 is a month away, boys. Get hyped. See you guys next time. Peace.